I am my own man, so watch your mouth, young man.
Okay,
watch
well,
your mouth.
Victory is a necessity. Victory is in my destiny.
Welcome into First Take, your take exclusively on Facebook Watch on this Feel Good Friday. The draft is in the books, gentlemen, and on Monday's show we pose the question, who will be the best player in this year's draft? And on that note, we welcome in this week's winner, Quinn McGuire of Washington, D.C. Quinn, welcome into First Take, your take.
Thank you, Molly. Thanks, Stephen A. I really appreciate you guys having me here.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Very, very proud that you made it this far. But I must say, Quinn, I'm very, very shocked that Molly's sitting there smiling at you and the whole bit. Molly, can you explain to me why you allowed this man to come on this show looking like a Will Kane wannabe with that shirt on? I mean, what is up with that, Molly? Where's the tie?
Listen,
where's
Will
the
can hold his
blazer?
own.
I mean, what's going on? What's going on, Molly? Are you going to get on him about that?
No. Quinn, don't let him get to you, okay? This is just a tactic that he uses. You look very nice, but you are.
I've heard it before,
you are
Molly.
reminding me of a young Will Kane. I will say that. And you knew Fashion Police was going to get to you.
It's not a tactic, it's a fact. But let's go.
I take it as a compliment.
All right, let's get into it, guys, here. So, Quinn, you said Luka Dončić will be the best player. Tell us why.
Yeah, so first I just want to preface this by saying that I really like Deandre Ayton. He's my number 2 guy in this draft. So really we're debating from my perspective 1 and 2. And it's not like we're debating Luka Dončić versus LiAngelo Ball, right? These are the top 2 guys from my perspective in the draft. I really like Luka Dončić. I mean, he has really proven himself in a pro league. Not just that he can play in a pro league, but that he can dominate. He was the youngest EuroLeague MVP of all time. He has all the measurables you want. He has all the court vision you want. I really like his IQ. He has one of the highest IQs I've seen coming into the draft. And he's a true winner. And that's one of the things that, I really like DeAndre Ayton, but seeing him exit the NCAA tournament so soon in a blowout was really disheartening for me. And when I think about who's going to be the best player, I don't just judge winning by how much you like to win. It's how much do you hate losing. And Luka Dončić hates to lose. He won the EuroLeague championship for his team. He was the MVP. I see a lot of promise with this young man. I think the Mavs did a great job moving up and getting him. I think he essentially won the Shark Tank of the year for Mark Cuban. But he's really special. I see him being somewhere in between a Manu Ginobili and LeBron James type player, or really like a once-in-a-lifetime, once-in-a-generational type player. So I picked Luka Dončić. I think DeAndre Ayton's a great pick. I think he's going to be an all-star. I think both of them have a little bit of questions on defense. So if Stephen A. gets at me saying that Luka Dončić isn't a great defender, I can also go back and say DeAndre Ayton hasn't shown that he's a great defender. So I think both of those on the defensive side cancel each other out. But I'm excited to see both these young men play.
Quinn,
I mean, they've shown a lot of promise.
Quinn, let me do this because you said a lot of things I know Stephen A. wants to get at. Let's get Stephen A.'s take, and then you can go back at him.
Perfect.
Well, first of all, I got a question. For you. Did you see Luka Dončić play? Did you watch him in Europe? Do you have footage on him? Have you been watching him excessively?
I've been watching a lot of the footage. Yeah, absolutely. You can find them not just on YouTube, but lots of other obscure European basketball sites, and I've been really impressed.
Okay, good. I'm glad you brought that up. I was very, very happy with your answer. Here's why. Because I made a mistake. My apologies to you, Quinn. I should not have called you Will Kane. I should have called you Max Kellerman because you can't seem to make up your damn mind. On one hand, you got Dončić, and you're talking about all the laudables, but you're also praising DeAndre Ayton. Meanwhile, in order to try to knock down my point, you proceed by making my point as if to quell and squash my argument before I even make it. It doesn't work. It's very transparent. I'm proud that you have watched First Take enough to try to imitate Max Kellerman, but you should have known it never works with him, so it damn sure ain't going to work with anybody else. Here's the bottom line. Dončić can play. I'm not denying that. But regardless of how he can play, what I see is a guy that, despite the IQ, despite the measurables, and all those other analytical words that you throw into the equation, because I know where you're getting your information from, in the end, when you talk about speed, when you talk about agility, you know what? That's going to count against you in an 82-game schedule once they figure out what you bring to the table and what you don't. And Deandre Ayton, how do you figure out 7'1"? How do you figure out 7'1" with foot movement? How do you figure out 7'1" with foot movement, who can play with his back to the basket, who can face the basket, who can pull up for jump shots, who can take it to the hole, who can yam it on your face because he's so much bigger and taller than you? I don't know how you can do those things. And so when I look at it from that perspective, if you are a Kobe Bryant, if you are a LeBron James, if you are a Michael Jordan type, if you're a Derrick Rose coming out of Memphis when he first came into the pros, if you're a Russell Westbrook coming out of UCLA when he first arrived into the pros, and you have that kind of athleticism available to you to offset some of the things that folks may figure out about you, then I understand the strong points about Dončić. But the bottom line is when folks talk about Dončić, they talk about how he knows how to play the game of basketball and how his IQ is so high. That has really good player written all over it. It does not have greatness written all over it. I see Deandre Ayton, and I see a guy that needs to want to play defense, but outside of that, all the tools are there to offset whatever negatives you might throw in his direction. That is the difference, and that is why I don't believe that Dončić would be ahead of Ayton in anybody's category.
Well, I think the whole athleticism criticism about Dončić actually stems from a EuroLeague bias that we've seen a lot from ESPN. And Stephen A., I'm going to call you out on this.
Did you say ESPN?
Yeah.
Did you say ESPN?
Him at the
Who are you
network.
talking to? Do I sound like I imitate anybody on ESPN? I am my own man, so watch your mouth, young man.
Okay,
watch your mouth.
I'll talk about you. I remember when you said about Kristaps Porzingis, and you talked about how he was going to fail. You said that was the worst pick. We've seen how your view on him has evolved. And so I don't think that
You're lying over social media. Time out. Let me ask you this question. Hold on. Let me ask you this question. Is it not true that I went on the air? See, this is how you once again, you tried to pull a Max here. I caught you. And a Will in this. I just caught you. Because you are right with what I said. But I also explained why. Number one, I confessed I had never seen Porzingis. I heard all the reports about him. My argument was not against Porzingis. It was against Phil Jackson saying he was a 4 to 5 year project. And I said, who the hell are you, Phil Jackson, to tell New Yorkers who have been starving that we need to wait 4 or 5 years on a top 4 pick? I confessed that I had never seen Porzingis, so I was never judging his skills. I was against him because Phil Jackson told us we needed to wait 4 to 5 years for his development, and there is no reason on earth why we should have to wait 4 to 5 years for a top 4 pick. I hadn't seen Porzingis, so I was never judging his skills. I was judging Phil Jackson claiming we had to wait 4 to 5 years. Is that not a fact? Did I not say that?
No, you did say that, but I still think your initial criticism from him stemmed from a bias against EuroLeague players, seeing them as projects,
I just told you
seeing
what it
them as
stemmed from.
unathletic. Well,
hold on. You're wrong again. Hold on, Molly. He's wrong again.
Okay.
Because I never questioned the athleticism of Porzingis. He's 7'3", could run the floor. Why would I question his athleticism? What I said was I had never seen him, but Phil Jackson told us we needed to wait 4 to 5 years. So you ignored that point because you wanted to buffer your point that I had a European bias. When, excuse me, Dirk Nowitzki is one of the great players we've ever seen. Manu Ginobili is loaded with heart and could ball. Tony Parker's a 3-time champion. He could ball. What European bias? What evidence do you have that I have a European bias?
I said EuroLeague bias, not European.
Oh, EuroLeague. Oh, really? You think I paid attention to the difference EuroLeague as opposed to European players? Players from Europe, meaning? You really think I pay attention to that difference?
Oh, way to mince words, Quinn.
I'd hope so.
I like you.
Okay.
But, you said how do you defend someone like Deandre Ayton who has all the tools? And look, I like Deandre Ayton, but when I see his floor and I see his ceiling, ironically, I think they come from the same draft. I think his ceiling is something like Karl Anthony Towns, but I think his floor could be like Jahlil Okafor. I mean, Jahlil Okafor had all the tools that you wanted, had all the measurables you wanted, had a great jump shot. but he didn't know how to defend, and he fell out of the rotation in Philadelphia. And I worry about that with Deandre Ayton. You know, I would love to see Deandre Ayton more upset about getting out of the NCAA tournament than being so happy about being selected number one. He told the press that he was going to be selected number one before. But he told that he was going to be selected number one before everyone knew. And that's, you know, that's not the right mentality. I want that Mamba mentality. And I see that in Luka Dončić.
Forget that. Forget that. Your initial point was absolutely on the money. To go out in the NCAA tournament like that, to look that way, that rubbed me the wrong way too. So I'll give you that point because I didn't like that at all, especially who they were going against. I think it was Buffalo for crying out loud.
Buffalo
but you know,
by like 20 points.
But you know they had a lot of problems in Arizona last year. I mean, those guys looked like they wanted the season to end, so they wanted to get the hell out of the program, to be quite honest with you. But that's a valid point on your part. That's a valid point. I'll give you that.
Before we wrap this up, Stephen A., what do you think? You think Quinn's got a future in this business?
I think he did good. I mean, he's got to change his hairdo a little bit. Stop trying to be a Will Kane wannabe. Put on a nice, solid shirt. Wear a tie. Put on a nice blazer. But overall, I was very pleased. You know, he did a good job. He did a good job.
Hey, Molly, can I say one thing before we finish?
Yeah.
Stephen A., you made a monologue in 2011 about how everyone can't be Jay-Z or LeBron James because these are uber special people. But you can be Stephen A. Smith. You can work hard. You can try your best. You can get into the schools that you want to go to, and you can find a position in the industry. It was really inspiring. I just want to let you know that I just got into Georgetown's master's program for sports management, and I'm trying my hardest. I'm not going to be the next Stephen A. Smith, but I will be the first Quinn McGuire, and I really appreciate all the inspiration you've given to me.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. The best of luck to you. God bless you. Take it easy.
Absolutely.
And do well in school.
Absolutely, I will.
Quinn,
I will.
I love that. And thanks for sharing that story with our audience. All right, guys, that's all for today's show. Congratulations again to Quinn. What did you think? Write us your final takes in the comment section below. And remember, you could be next week's winner and get your chance to debate with Stephen A. or Max. So join us on Monday afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern Time for First Take. Your Take on Facebook Watch to see what next week's topic will be. Also, don't forget to watch First Take Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you all then.
Thank you.